Oh, he's coming, y'all. He's coming. Watch out. What is happening? He done Skyped it. He done Skyped it, y'all. He Skyped it. Anyways, hello. Happy Sunday. Every time I turn the live video on, I cough. What in the heavens is happening right now?
I'm drinking her drink.
He is, you can't see him, but he's like literally, he's like sucking it down over here.
I'm sucking her milkshake down.
I made a protein ketone, and he is like, okay, dude, jeez, let me have some. Okay, seriously, oh my gosh, crazy child. Anyway, good morning. I know a lot of you are probably at church right now. We went to church last night, so you can watch this on the replay. We're sorry you missed us. If you are tuning in live, let us know where you're coming in from. Somebody, gosh, I can't remember who it was, said we should get a world map and start pinning where people are praying from. So I'm totally doing that. I have to order the map this week. So let us know where you're coming in from. If you are live, say hello. If you're watching on the replay, say hashtag replay so we can say hi to you afterwards.
Hashtag replay.
Hashtag replay. Anyway, so I know I did not update anybody yesterday. I know that I was very, very removed from everything yesterday. Okay, hey, go play, please. Yesterday we just kind of took a mental health day. Unintentionally. So, yesterday, we got up, we did some errands and stuff, and then, I made that board for Ricky, and then, Gabby got home, I left, I went to the hospital, dropped off the board and Ricky's glasses. For everybody who's asking, no, I cannot go in and see him. They will not let anyone in to see him at all. The protocol at the hospital is no visitors at all, except for the patient. If it's a new baby in the NICU, then parents can go in for that, but they can only have one parent. The other way to see someone is if they are getting ready to pass away, then you can see them then. Otherwise, there is a strict no visitor policy whatsoever. So for those of you guys who keep asking, am I going to see him? I cannot. And he keeps saying, I want to see you. And I'm like, I know. So I made that board in hopes of just keeping him focused on where he's coming home to. And so, hey, Peggy, you're live with us right now. Stop, please. Anyway, so I drove out to Tacoma and dropped that off at the hospital with his glasses. And then I went to his dad's. He'd asked me the night before if I would go to his dad's and call from his dad so he could actually see his dad. And so we went, I went to his dad's house yesterday. His dad was super, super nervous to talk to him because he wasn't really sure what what he was going to see. And I showed him a picture because his dad doesn't do Facebook. I said, look, he's doing really good. He's all smiles. He's all eyebrows. And so, hey, she does not want you to touch her. So they got to talk for, I don't know, like an hour or two, I think maybe, which was really, really good to see both of them just light up. It was crazy. They were both crying, and Ricky's dad's like, there's no crying in COVID. So Ricky stops crying, and then his dad started crying, and he's like, these are happy tears. So it was just really good to see that interaction. And made his dad feel really good that, you know, he's on the mend, and he's like, okay, you're coming home and everything's gonna be okay. It was just, it was so good. And then I came home, and Gabby had cleaned the entire house while I was gone. So the house was amazingly clean. She had candles lit and everything. I was like, oh, she's my little angel. And then friends of ours came over. We went to church last night, which was really good. And then we had dinner, and then okay, enough. Leave her alone. Oh my gosh. He stole the dog. Anyway, so then our Bible study leaders, both his and mine, came over for dinner last night, and we video chatted Ricky again, and he got to say hello to them, and got to talk to them, and so that was huge, because that's like his best friend. And so I'm like, oh man. So it was just a really, really good day. He told me last night, he said, I'm hungry. He's like, I need food. And he was he was very adamant that he needed food. And I said, I know. So I have to talk to the doctor today and see if they're going to do some kind of like therapy to see if he can swallow or chew. And I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works at this point. With the trach and everything. I mean, I'm sure he can eat. People with trachs eat food, right? Anyway, so I have to find out how that all works, because he's like, I need food. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to find out about that today. I felt so bad for him. He's like, I need food. He's getting so mad. But he told me that he's like, my goal is to be home by Saturday. And I was like, today is Saturday. He's like, next Saturday. And I said, oh, you're going to be home next Saturday? And he said, yes. And I was like, okay. So that's his lofty goal. Here I am praying that he'll be home by Thanksgiving. And he's like, I'm going to be home next weekend. So I'm sure God has a plan. God has the roadmap. I don't know if it's going to be next weekend or, next month, but somewhere in the middle, I'm sure. But he's ready to come home. He is just like, he wants out of there. He's doing really good with physical therapy. When we first started talking to him, he couldn't move his hands. He couldn't move his arms, nothing. And now he's like doing this and all those things. And so he's doing really good. He's getting really strong. He can move himself around in bed. And so he's doing good stuff. Ricky's doing really good. Anyway, so yesterday was just an unintentional mental health day, I guess. And so it was like 10:30 last night, and I went, I never went live. I suck. And then I opened up my Facebook and I went, nope. I turned it down. There was like 50 messages wondering how he was. I was like, oh, that's a little overwhelming. I'm just going to close that and I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, he's hangry, and he is hangry. If you know anything about my husband, he tried to do a 60-hour fast with me once. He made it 40 hours before I was like, please eat food. I'm like, just do it. And then he's here in the refrigerator, and all I can see from the couch is stuff going like this out of the refrigerator. And he literally, he turns to the counter, and he had like a bag of shredded cheese or something, and he's like shoving cheese in his mouth. I was like, what are you doing? Oh my Lanta. It was super funny. Anyway, so let's do our devotion. And then I have something, because when he said I'm coming home on Saturday, I was like, oh crap. So you guys have to help me. So let's do and I'll read yesterday's and today, since we missed it yesterday. So yesterday's, this is my devotion. It's called Be Still and Know. So many people have asked about it and have ordered it. You can order it online at Amazon. So it says, October 2nd is Filling the Emptiness. O God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. Psalm 63:1. We all experience seasons where we feel emptiness, an ache deep within us that is inexplainable but present all at once. In those times when we aren't sure what it is that we're longing for, it is more of God that we need. Deep in the heart of every person, there is an innate need for intimacy with our Creator. Without it, our souls faint for want of Him. But the beautiful truth is that He longs to fill us with Himself. We have only to seek Him in expectation. Lord, I long for your presence. I need you desperately. I pray that you would meet me in my emptiness and fill me with your Spirit. I like that one. This one is today. You make him happy. The Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you a people for himself. 1 Samuel 12:22. What could be more rewarding than to know that you please the Lord? When you enter into a relationship with God, he promises to never leave you. He's with you for the long haul, not only because it's not in his nature to leave, but also because, simply put, you make him happy. Often we convince ourselves that we have disappointed God. This translates into shame in our relationship with him. But God is pleased with us and he longs to speak that over us. Spend time today delighting yourself in the Lord and feeling his delight over you in return. What a beautiful thing to know that I bring you pleasure, God. Thank you for making me one of your people and for promising to never leave me. I was talking to our Bible study leaders yesterday when they were here, and I said, I get messages all day about people who have COVID and people that find out that they have a loved one with COVID and they're in the hospital and they're not doing well, or they've just passed away, or they're really scared about this, or they're really scared about that. And I told him, I said, I was super, super scared. Like, fear was the number one thought in my head when Ricky first got sick and got put in the hospital, because everything was out of my hands. Literally, I couldn't even be in the hospital. I couldn't be where he was. I couldn't see what was happening. Nothing. Like, there was nothing in my control. But there was. I just needed to realize it, right? So I had control over, did I have faith or did I have fear? Because they both can't be in the same sentence. You can't be fearful and faithful at the same time. One has to win. So are you going to be fearful of what's happening in the world around you, or are you going to be faithful that God's going to take care of this? May not be the way you see it in your mind, may not be the way you're praying for it to end, but however that is, it's already been decided, right? And so you can either have faith that everything's going to be okay one way or the other, because if you're saved and you believe in Jesus, you're going to be in heaven. So you're either going to be here or you're going to be in heaven, one way or the other, right? But so many things happened in these last, we're day 26 in the ICU. But you can't tell me that every single step that has happened, every single movement forward, every single breath that Ricky's been taking, every single thing wasn't a gift from God. It wasn't in God's plan. You cannot tell me that. Because when I talked to that doctor that very first night, he said, I like to be cautiously optimistic, but Ricky is really, really, really sick. And I talked to that same doctor this last Wednesday, which was a month. And he said, do you remember when I talked to you that first night he was put in the hospital? And I said, yeah, those words are ingrained into my spirit. And he said, honestly speaking, I didn't think he was going to make it. I said, I know. I said, I know. That was probably one of the hardest conversations I think I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I fell on the ground because my body just couldn't handle the words that were coming out of his mouth, even though they were so nicely spoken. And I just remember screaming, and I was just like, I didn't even realize that noise was coming out of my body. Like, I didn't even realize that that was coming from me. It was just like this blood-curdling scream, but I didn't realize it was coming from me. And so when he talked to me on Wednesday, he said, I honestly didn't think he was going to make it. And I said, I know. When you said what you said, I knew what you were trying to tell me. He goes, he's just doing so well, and we are just shocked. We're all just shocked. And I'm like, that's because he has an entire world praying for him. He has an entire army of prayer warriors around the world. I would get messages from people like in Australia at 2:00 in the morning, my time, that said, hey, are you awake? And I said, yes. And she said, we've got you. We're standing in the gap. We're praying over you, and we're praying over him. Get some rest. We've got this. And I don't know that if you've ever experienced something like that, where people you don't know, you've never met, they live on a completely different continent than you, they're in a completely different time zone, they're in a different day, for crime in Italy, than you are, but they message you and say, I'm standing in the gap for you. I'm praying over you and your situation and your husband. Sleep. I've got this. Like, that, you can't tell me that this wasn't orchestrated by God. You can't. I mean, you can, but you'd be wrong. Anyway. All right. So this one is Ricky's devotion. So this is the one that he normally reads. So this one is from yesterday, October 2nd. It says Cricket and Christianity. Okay. But now, apart from the law, the righteousness of God has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteousness is given through faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe. There is no difference between Jew and Gentile. Romans 3, verse 21 through 22. While visiting Jamaica on a mission trip, I noticed how much the people love cricket. So I asked a Jamaican teenager to explain the game to me. We sat on the ground and he used rocks and sand drawings to help me understand it. Later, I watched a televised match while a coach pointed out what was happening, yet I still didn't understand the game. I'm sure some Jamaicans feel that way about American football, and millions of people worldwide consider baseball a mystery. One reason we may not like one another's sport is that we don't understand them. Could that be true of the way some view Christianity? That it seems too complicated to enjoy. Maybe it seems to be about rules and a big thick book with words people don't understand. Actually, Christianity is simple. We can be made right with a holy God through faith in Jesus' death and resurrection. Our sins can be forgiven. Check it out. Discover why believers love Jesus, and you can learn to love him too. Romans 3, 24, 28, and then 10, 9 through 10. So, that's crazy because through this whole thing, I've had so many people reaching out, asking questions about God, asking questions about the Bible, asking questions about how to pray. And people they're very curious, but they're lost at the same time. And they feel like they can't ask the question because they think they should know the answer. Like, if you have a question, ask. I am more than happy to answer whatever question that is. You know, you want me to pray with you so you kind of understand how to do it. Maybe you've never had somebody pray with you before. I can help you do that. I was not an out loud prayer, like ever. I don't like praying out loud. I didn't like praying out loud. Now I pray out loud all the dang time. So if you are one of those people, you're like, well, I don't know. Should I be like Father God, Jesus? Who am I talking to? How do I start? How do I pray? Like, you just talk like you're talking to your absolute favorite person. Just talk to them like that's it, your absolute favorite person. You just lay it out. He already knows what you're going to say. He already knows what's going on in your brain. He already knows what's going on in your body. He already knows. He already knows. It's not a secret. He knows all the bad things you've ever done in your life. He knows the heartache that you went through every single step of every single day. Like, he already knows. It's not a secret. He just wants a relationship with you. Like, that's it. Anyway. All right. So today is fleeing to strength. 1 Corinthians 6:12 through 20. You were bought at a price, therefore honor God with your bodies. 1 Corinthians 6:20. Parry 4. What? Parry 4. When I began fencing in high school, my coach would shout the correct defensive position, parry, against the move he was making. When he extended his weapon and lunged to repel the attack, I had to listen and respond immediately. That active listening brings to mind the prompt obedience Scripture calls for in the area of sexual temptation. Paul writes to believers tempted to solicit pagan temple prostitutes, telling them to flee from sexual immorality. Jeez, this one's a hard one to read. The Bible practically shouts our best defense, run away. Immediate action guards against compromise. Small compromises can lead to devastating defeats. An unrestrained thought, a glance in the wrong place on the internet, a flirting friendship when you're married, each are steps that take us where we shouldn't go and put distance between us and God. When we flee temptation, God provides a place to run. Jesus offers us hope, forgiveness, and a new beginning. No matter where we've been or what we've done, when we run to Jesus in our weakness, he sets us free to live in his strength. He sets us free to live in his strength. Well, there you go. So those ones are catching us up from yesterday and today. Speaking of, though, taking care of our temple, taking care of our body, our vessel, when Ricky said he was coming home next Saturday, he's like, I'm coming home next Saturday. And I'm like, I didn't want to tell him. I'm like, oh, I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay. I can pray if that's what he wants to do. Get him home in a week. But I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I need to be physically healthy when he comes home. Like I need to make sure that I'm healthy when he comes home. And so many of you guys have told me that, like, get yourself healthy, take care of yourself, do all the things. Okay, I listened. I just didn't tell you I didn't tell you all I listened. Okay. Anyway, so yesterday I started this Pick 3 Better Me program. So you guys can do it with me if you want. It starts on the 15th. I have already just started. He can't speak, like he doesn't have any noise coming out of his mouth because of the vent and the trach. But he can mouth words. So he's very clear when he enunciates. There's some times where I can't read his lips and then he gets frustrated. But he can very much articulate what he wants, especially if it's something he's passionate about, like food. Yeah, I'm like, you're coming home on Saturday, like next Saturday. I think next Saturday is Gabby's homecoming. And she said that she would FaceTime Dad or do the video chat thing with Dad so that he could see her in her dress with her makeup and her hair, because she didn't want him to miss it. But I think he is like hell-bent on being in person. I don't know if that will happen. I would love for that to happen. But he's still got a long ways to go. So, I mean, hey, God's done some miraculous things these last, 26 days. So maybe he just needs another 6 days and he'll be home. No idea. I have no idea. I'm just in the car. Jesus is driving, got the road map. I'm just happily seated in the car, okay? I'm just staying in the car. That's what's happening. I'm staying in the car. Jesus is driving and we're just going. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, so I'm starting the Pick 3 Better Me. So if you guys are in my keto group, you already probably know about all of this information that I'm going to give you. But if you don't, just drop group down below. I'll get you in. But the Pick 3 Better Me is literally, we give you 5 options of things to do to get healthier, get more physically fit, that kind of thing. And out of those 5, you pick 3 and you just do it every single day. So what it is you choose drinking a gallon of water. Yesterday, so I started doing my water. I drank a half a gallon of water yesterday, which honestly for me has been an improvement, because for the last few weeks, I have hardly drank any water at all. So the fact that I got through a half gallon yesterday was a step in the right direction. So drinking a gallon of water a day, 5 to 10,000 steps a day. So if you're somebody who sits at a desk all day, or like me, works from my phone on the couch, try to get those 5,000 steps, because right now, let's be honest, we're probably getting like 1,000 steps a day. I don't know. I have to put my tracker back on. I haven't worn my watch in forever. But if you're somebody who likes to take walks or normally takes walks or something like that, push it to 10,000 steps. So 5 to 10,000 steps. You could do intermittent fasting. So like a 16 and 8. So 16 hours fasted, 8-hour eating window. For most people, what that looks like is stop eating after dinner. Don't eat again until the next morning at lunchtime. That's normally what that looks like. So you look at lunch and dinner. And then you can stick to a nutrition plan. In our group, we've got keto meal plans. We've got clean meal plans. If you don't want to do keto, you just want to eat organic, clean food. We've got clean. We've got low carb, we've got vegan, we've got dirty, lazy keto stuff. So whatever meal plan you want to do, you just have to pick a meal plan and stick to it. And then the 5th option is no fried foods and no sugary drinks. So like for me, yesterday, I went with the 1 gallon of water, the intermittent fasting, and the no fried foods or sugary drinks. I kind of messed up on a little bit of all of it, honestly. I stuck to the nutrition plan. I only ate keto yesterday. I drank a half a gallon of water, and I had no fried or fast food, except for I did get a coffee yesterday at church, which was not sugar-free. So I kind of failed, but it's a good, better, best system, right? I'm not going to give up good for perfect. And so I did better yesterday than I've done in days before that. So I'm good with that. Anyway, so if you guys want to do it with me, it's called the Pick 3 Better Me. And we've got 3 options to get started. So we've got the first option, and by the way, this is just a 10-day thing. So anybody can do this for 10 days. We start on the 15th and we go through the 25th of October. We're doing it as a big group. So there's literally 600 and some thousand of us that will be doing it. So you're not going to be alone. But if you do decide to do it, you're going to pick good, better, or best. And then we'll put you into a chat, a Telegram chat with all of the other people that are doing that same program with you, the good, the better, or the best. So that you guys can like be accountability partners and have guidance as to what your goals are. Anyway, so here is the good option. The good option is to grab a 10-day drink ketones challenge. You guys see me drink my ketones every day, either like shooken up in a shaker bottle, or like this morning I made a milkshake. So in this box is 20 ketones. They come in a variety of flavors. Normally, each box gets 5 different flavors, and you get caffeine and caffeine free in each flavor. So you can try, you'll have the caffeinated ones in the morning, the caffeine free ones in the afternoon, and then you just do your pick 3, your gallon of water, your steps, your nutrition plan, your fasting, whatever the 3 out of the 5 that you pick. So this is good. If you guys want to start with the good option, you can just write good down below and then I can get you information. Now, if you want to take it a step further and do the best option, better option, the better option. This is the better option. The better option is the challenge kit with Mitoplex. So Mitoplex is electrolytes, helps with energy, muscle aches and pains. This helps keep your body hydrated at a cellular level. So this literally goes to your mitochondria. Look it up. It's like the powerhouse of the cell. So this goes straight to your mitochondria. It helps to repair it, especially if you've been a yo-yo dieter at any point in your life, anything like that. This is going to help. This helps keep your fat cells hydrated so that they'll crush down and leave your body faster. So for people that have maybe been on a ketogenic lifestyle for a long time and they're at a plateau, these 2 things, but especially this, is going to help break that plateau, because most people in general are just dehydrated. It's just a thing. We don't drink enough water. So this is the better option. You grab a 10-day drink ketones challenge and a Mitoplex together. Now, if you want to go all in and you're like, I want the best option out there, you can do this one. So you're going to get the challenge kit, the Mitoplex, and you're going to get a box of Keto Pro. So Keto Pro is keto protein. It's got protein, ketones, and MCT oil in it. It's like, this is the cookie butter one that I put in my shake today. So this one tastes like graham crackers. It tastes like graham crackers. So I mixed it with a chocolate ketone. Do I have one? Oh yeah. With a Swiss cacao ketone, so then it tastes like a s'more milkshake. You saw Noah over here chugging and I had to take it away. So that's what this is. So if you want to do the best option, again, that's the Drink Ketones Challenge with Mitoplex and a box of Keto Pro. The awesome thing right now is because we have a sale going on, you can get a box of Keto Pro, or we also have canisters available of keto protein as well. And there are some flavors that have not been released for a really long time, and they're available now. So like you can get key lime pie protein. Y'all, it's so good. It's so good. This one's birthday cake. This one, I'm not normally a vanilla fan. I mean, I'm not like vanilla cake mixes and like flavored things like vanilla cake and birthday cake and anything cake flavored. It's just gross to me. But this one, y'all, I make fat bombs out of these. I wish you could smell this. So this is the Birthday Cake Pro, and it smells like vanilla cake mix. Like when you open the thing, it just like I want you to smell it. it just smells like cake batter. It's so good. And like I said, I'm not normally that person. So that one's available right now. We've got our orange dream, which is like a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle. We've got dark chocolate. We've got chocolate swirl, which is like a chocolate vanilla swirl ice cream cone. Banana, which is like banana Laffy Taffy. I mean, so many options. So if you go with the best option, which is this, you have so many options, and it's on sale right now. So like, whew. Anyway, so if you don't, like, if you are like, I don't want to do this, I want to actually pick one flavor. I don't want a variety. You can get just a single flavor of your favorite nat. And that's totally fine. That's part of the best option as well. So if you are like, I don't want to do the challenge, I want all one flavor, you can totally do it. So that's the pick 3 better me. So you can go with the good, the better, or the best option. And then we get you into a plan. And you choose 3 of the 5. A gallon of water, 5 to 10,000 steps, intermittent fasting, a nutrition plan, and no fried foods, fast foods, or sugary drinks. So you pick 3 of those 5 things to choose. You can do all 5 if you want, but you pick 3. And then you do the products all for 10 days and watch what it can do. So if you guys want to be part of that, or you just want to learn a little bit more information, or maybe what I'm doing, because I've already started, like I said, I started yesterday. Just pick 3, like Kayla did. You can say pick 3 down below, and I will get you some more information. We start the actual challenge on the 15th of this month. So we've got to get you ordered by the 5th, so that you have your stuff to get started on the 15th with us. So you've got today, tomorrow, and Tuesday to make a decision. So let me know. Drop pick 3 down below, and I will get you information. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Ricky is doing really good. He told me his goal is to come home on Saturday. So, okay, babe. So, we are just praying for continued strength and continued progress and continued just God's goodness, y'all. Just continue God's goodness. I'm here for it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hopping on. We love and appreciate you all so much. And thank you for your continued love and support and prayers. We really appreciate it. And have a good Sunday, y'all. Like, squeeze your people. I can't wait till I can squeeze Ricky, but I'm patient. I'm just in the car. Jesus is driving. I'm just in the car. So, squeeze your people. Tell them you love them. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.